The People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has declared that it has lost confidence in the ability of the nation's electoral umpire to conduct free and credible elections. The national chairman of the PDP, who is speaking at the party's National Executive Council meeting in Abuja, asked members to resist any attempt to rig the elections next year. He also calls on the international community to prevail on INEC to ensure that the elections are free and credible.
Thank you, and God bless all of you.
It's the first National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, since the December 2017 convention that saw the emergence of Mr. Uche Secondus as the national chairman of the party.
We have the experience and we have learned from our mistakes.
Addressing the gathering, the PDP chairman appeals to members of his party that are still agreed to reunite and join hands to reposition the party for success in 2019, while asking members to resist any attempt to rig the elections next year.
I call on all well-meaning Nigerians and the international community to prevail on INEC to deliver free and fair election. They are not ready for free and fair election, but we will resist all attempts to rig 2019. Any attempt to manipulate the elections must be resisted.
Apart from discussing party issues, the PDP also decries widespread insecurity in the country, calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to urgently act and rescue the recently abducted school children in Yobe State.
We must, as a party and as a people, be concerned. Yes, the 94 children that are missing now, some of us are asking questions that yes, Boko Haram had been decimated and we celebrated. So where did these people come from? Are they ghosts?
Killer herdsmen are competing with Boko Haram and kidnappers on who will inflict most pain and helpless Nigeria. On Monday night, Boko Haram terrorists attacked the government girls' secondary school, Depcha, Yobe State. As we speak, report says about 94 students were still missing. We urge the president to locate them and bring back our girls.
The PDP is Nigeria's main opposition party that has been struggling to put its house in order after it lost power at the central government in 2015. Having successfully held an elective convention last year, PDP members are hoping to give the ruling All Progressives Congress a fight at the 2019 general elections.
To the judiciary now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has rejected the plea bargain proposal of a former minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Ms. Jumoke Akinjide, and two others. The former minister is standing trial at the Federal High Court, Lagos, alongside a former senator, Ayo Adeshewu, and a PDP leader, Mrs. Olarewaju Otiti, on a 24-count charge bordering on allegations of fraud and money laundering to the tune of 650 million naira. At today's proceedings, the EFCC counsel, Nemeka Omenwa, told Presiding Justice Muslim Hassan that he had the instructions of his management to reject the plea bargain proposal as it was not in line with the provisions of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015. The defense team has described the EFCC's rejection of the proposal as a betrayal of trust. The former FCT Ministers' Council, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Bolaji Ayoride, particularly described the trial as unnecessary and a waste of resources. A trial of the case will continue on March the 8th and 9th. And a former governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu, is back at the Federal High Court in Minna, Niger State, to defend charges of money laundering brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. The anti-graft agency reopened the case today by presenting fresh documents before the court to establish the complicity of the defendants in the alleged offense. The EFCC also presented a prosecution witness who testified that the former governor made withdrawals of 10 million naira in 80 places using the account of a private investment company. But Governor Aliyu's lawyer, Olajide Ayodele, faulted all the documents and objected to the admissibility on the ground that they did not satisfy the provisions of Section 104, subsection 1, 2, and 3 of the Evidence Act. After listening to the arguments from the lawyers, the trial judge, Justice Yelin Bogoro, held that some of the documents were inadmissible because they had no proper certification from appropriate authorities. Other documents were, however, admitted as exhibits. The matter has been adjourned to April the 10th for continuation of trial. And that's where we wrap it up in Abuja. Thank you. It's back to you, Ijoma.
All right, thanks a lot, Markwe. Secondary schools from 36 states of the Federation can now register 6 of the brightest students in their schools for the InterSwitch Spark National Science Competition. The program, a corporate social responsibility initiative tagged Switch a Future, is aimed at identifying talents in science, engineering, technology and mathematics. After a vigorous competition of tests set by the National Examination Council, 9 winners emerge. A first prize winner gets a scholarship for 5 years and a laptop worth 7.5 million naira. The second, a 3-year scholarship and a laptop worth 4 million and 1 million naira and 1-year scholarship for the third.
When the corporate social responsibility of a company is about promoting, identifying and rewarding excellence in science, technology, engineering and mathematics talents, then it tells you clearly what an institution that represents. This is the story of InterSwitch, Switch a Future initiative.
Our CSR commitment is to switch a future by helping a child fulfill its potential. Assist an entrepreneur with the next big idea that will create jobs, guide an inventor to change our world, and help drive positive change in our communities.
It's a competition that brings everybody together, that infuses technology and entertainment together, deliver entertainment, education content in a fun way. We want to make STEM fun. We want people to see that, oh, this STEM thing is really not a big challenge. We want more people to embrace STEM and begin to innovate. We want to develop the next sort of innovators.
InterSwitch Spark National Science Competition is a pan-Nigeria program open to all secondary schools across the country. Schools are to nominate 6 best STEM talents and put them up for the competition.
At the final stage, that is where we then go into the TV series. Before the TV series, there will be master classes. We also have boot camps where they will also have to engage into practical sessions. So it's taking what they've learned in class and bring it bring it into practical terms and develop some initiatives and innovations through that. And winners will emerge and they will be rewarded.
STEM is the nexus of contemporary human development, and therefore if we're able to identify these extra special children, that's what I call them, who have the potentials, who have the latent capacity to be able to, so we can mentor them, in order to optimize their potentials, and that's what we're doing.
Like the Dr. Malos of this world, InterSwitch, a leader in the fintech ecosystem, wants to replicate several world-class individuals from Nigeria who will make the nation proud. That step starts today. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
The president of Dangote Foods, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has announced an advanced plan to achieve self-sufficiency for Nigeria before 2019. He revealed this plan at the awards night for distributors and customers of Dangote Foods. The president of Dangote Foods explains that plans are in top gear to boost salt, sugar and rice production and to meet with domestic consumption and export demands.
From cocktail to a showcase of variety of food products manufactured by Dangote Foods. The president of Dangote Industries, Mr. Aliko Dangote, takes a glance at some of the dishes. An exciting variety from the local fast food outlet, popularly called Meishai, and the modern-day chef is a bold statement that Dangote Foods is ready to satisfy its customers' appetite.
Second place flour, Bernard Eze and Sons.
At the gala and awards night, tagged The Relishing of Champions, Dangote Foods is rewarding its distributors and loyal customers.
We are partners in creating value. We at Dangote strongly believe in the creation of the value for our stakeholders. We are in business because of you, and we will always strive to ensure that you get the best from us.
The best performing customers across the regions are called up stage for their awards. Ali Balarabe emerges the best performing customer at the national level. Today, Dangote Foods is looking beyond current achievements. It's now expanding its capacity to meet the target of making the nation self-sufficient.
We did well in 2017, and with their full support and also our support to them, to their various businesses, we're very sure that 2018 will be a lot better than 2017 with the support that we're going to give the customers.
We are saying thank you very much for being our support system. I mean, without you, we wouldn't be here. That's just the truth. So, I mean, thank you so much. That's all we can say. And we're ready to partner in large in 2018.
With Dangote Foods unveiling a grand plan for sugar, rice and salt projects, 2008 presents an exciting and fulfilling year for distributors and customers of Dangote Foods.
And from there, let's take a look at some business news now. Here's Melinda Akinlami.
You first. First Bank.
Many thanks, Ijoma. Welcome to Business News. The House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee investigating the state of the nation's refineries has directed the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, to stop the $1.8 billion contract for the turnaround maintenance at the facilities. While addressing a media conference in Abuja, the chairman of the committee, Honorable Garba Mohammed, explained that the House has mandated them to find out the viability of investing public funds on the refineries and allocating 445,000 barrels per day of crude for that same purpose. The committee's work is expected to be concluded within 3 months. The president of the African Development Bank, Mr. Akinwumi Adesina, addressed this year's edition of the U.S. Agricultural Outlook Forum in Virginia today. Mr. Adesina, who is the distinguished speaker at the event, highlighted key issues and topics within the agricultural community among Africa, the United States, and other parts of the world.
Billions of dollars have gone into fertilizer manufacturing in Morocco, Nigeria, and other countries. Today, hundreds of thousands of farm input retailers are spread all across Africa. Hundreds of private seed companies have emerged, and through the support of the Alliance for Green Revolution in Africa, where I used to work as vice president years ago, and our Rockefeller Foundation, their support, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, things have really turned around. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa today has a lot more technologies than Asia had at the time of the Green Revolution. What's missing and what's critically needed now is to take technologies to scale of tens of millions of farmers. Africa does not need little pilots of projects anymore.
More recovery trails the local stock market's performance at the close of today's trading session, and that's the third time this week. Tosin Additional tells us more.
Many thanks for joining us on the Stock Market Report. Penny stocks dominates the top 3 categories on both sides of the price chart at the close of Thursday's trading session as the market extends its recovery. More bargain in the shares of Jopol pushed the mid-cap oil stock higher ahead of 23 other gainers as investors continue to digest the report of the $350 million deal with US-based firm Milost. On the other hand, Unique Insurance is the highest decliner in a list of 17 after its share price dropped by over 6% to 28 kobo. Thursday's session recorded a lower turnover of 342.10 million shares in nearly 5,000 transactions, with Fidelity Bank, Skybank and FBN Holding as the most traded equities. Meanwhile, the local stock market added 36 billion naira to its total value following positive sentiment across all major counters of the NSE except the consumer goods sector. That's the stock market report for today. I am Tosin Additional.
Major world stock markets end Thursday's session with mixed sentiments as more expectation of faster hikes in the U.S. interest rates reduce the appetite of global investors. That's Business News Tonight. It's back to you, Joma.
You first. First Bank.
Thanks, Melinda. Still ahead on the news at 10, League Management Company insists on better playing pitches following ban on 4 stadiums for poor surfaces. That's on Sports News. Do join us again.